Okay, so greetings. Happy hump day. I hope everyone is having an incredible day, rather. Really quick on your screen. So Trader Tee is a brand that we started back in 2019, and it is a lifestyle brand for traders. We have what's called an NFP drop, where on the first Friday or the day that's scheduled to be NFP for that month, we release a special item that is in limited edition. And so for the month of March, the item will be this beautiful snapback in navy. And so if you're interested, you can head over to flytradertee.com to pre-order your pre-order your cap, because when they're gone, they're gone. And really quick, I also just wanted to shout out a couple of different YouTube channels that I think are up and coming and on the move, and definitely would encourage you when you have some free time to check out their content and see if it's something that you want to add to your subscription list. So first off, we have Mine Turismo. This is a channel that looks like it's geared around introduction to trading and giving you some ways to inspire and motivation, mindset, wealth. So check out Mind Turismo on YouTube. The next channel we wanted to shout out is going to be Forex Pioneers. So this one I've watched some of the videos. I think there's a video that says trading is spiritual. This one, I watched this one. So great content. Definitely would encourage you to head over to these channels and give them some support as well. So let's talk about the, or let's cover our trading psychology lesson for the day. And before we do that, let's look at GBPUSD, because I wanted to talk through this trade on TradingView. It allows you to connect your account, and this is actually just a demo account that's connected to here, because just trying out the connection and trading through TradingView directly. Normally I use MT4. And so the point of the matter, the reason I'm bringing this up and just looking at GBPUSD, and we were talking about in yesterday's live how this market could be poised to go higher. And today, so taking a look at yesterday's candle, it was what one would have considered to be a bit of an engulfing candle, right? So in a traditional engulfing candle pattern shows up after a downtrend. We had 3 days of the market going down, painted this engulfing candle where this body, which is this rectangular part, is larger than the previous day. It covered up this gap. So we're thinking, hey, this is a good opportunity to execute a buy. And so here's where having a plan makes sense, because what happens is this wick during the day, if you didn't have a plan for this trade, you might have gotten scared out, and who knows what the market can look like when it closes. However, for now, let's just say you got in at the close of this candle, right? So you got in at around 1.24446. This is GBP USD. Let's say you got in there. So at some point during the day, the market went all the way down to 1.23704. And that's a bit of a drop, right? Let me just measure it out in MT4 so I can give you the exact value. Let's see here. So MT4 is showing that it dropped approximately 64 pips. All right. So pips just representing the price action or the percent of the price movement. And so let's just say you had a stop, or maybe your stop was 50 pips. And this day, just based on that 60 pip drop, your stop would have been hit. Now, the way that I trade, the way that I teach trading, the confidence in being able to wait for the session or the candle that you're on to close. That was a foundational principle that I learned when I was learning how to trade. And it is very difficult to do that. But on a day like today, how much sense does that make? Because even though whatever is going to happen throughout the day is going to happen, when you really take a step back and look at the market, that happens all the time where the market makers are just looking for an opportunity to find where the extra bucks are. So we were talking about how yesterday they're hunting everyone's stops. There no discriminator. It is no discrimination when it comes down to where the money resides on the charts. So that is the trade, right? And we're just going to allow the plan to play out. And that's the reason that we have a plan so that we can make sure we're not getting faked out or uh, not trading blindly. Okay. So let's switch to, let me see here. Oh, GBPAUD really quick on that one as well. It's so interesting because the level that we had originally for the trading idea was literally, it came all the way down to literally the pip, and then that's where it turned around. And so precision and timing, if we're being transparent, one of the things that I'm practicing working on, and there's no guarantee that you're able to do this, but the beast of a trader that I would be if I would have been able to catch that. Like if I would have been like, yo, let me buy here just in case. And to tell you, I don't know why I didn't, but it's like, yo, now that to me is where I'm next level, where I'm just bullying the market up and down, right? But to be able to have seen that, what an opportunity. So there's always room to grow and to develop yourself. So that's why I'm like, I'm always learning, and I'm not tweaking my strategy. I'm just getting better at doing what I do well. And just speaking of doing it well, trading with a purpose, there's a certain fuel that has to keep you in the game of trading. So let me just start off by asking you a question. The question that I would ask is why do you trade? What's your reason for trading? And that's something you would have to probe yourself on, because I'm not talking about the surface level answer. Most people will answer that question and they're like, oh, well, I trade to make money, or I want to earn $500 today, or I want to quit my 9 to 5. All those are reasons. However, what's the real reason? Because when it comes down to it, money alone isn't enough to keep you going. And furthermore, if money was enough motivation, everybody would be successful. I mean, most people want more money, right? But how many people or how many traders quit after just a few losses? How many of your friends maybe started out on the trading journey with you and maybe they blew a couple accounts and then they walked away and said, "Well, hey, maybe this isn't for me." If you really want to know what the difference is between the traders who actually make it and the ones who don't, we talk about studying successful people. It's purpose. It's purpose, because trading isn't just about stacking profits. It's about what those profits actually represent, which in my opinion is freedom. It represents choices. It represents a way to build the life that you actually want. And so for me, one of my biggest motivators is travel. So it's not just trading to watch the numbers go up and down on a screen, right? It's I trade so I can wake up in a new country and I can sip coffee on the beach and still know that my money is working for me while I'm out living. That's what keeps me in the game. And so in our session today, we're just going to share on why you need a purpose that's bigger than the money, because when you've connected your trading to something that's more meaningful, I guarantee you'll push through every setback and every losing streak and every challenge that comes your way. You'll literally be unstoppable. A purpose-driven trader is unstoppable. And so let's talk about 3 keys to finding your purpose in trading. Here are 3 things to think about. The first thing would be your personal why. Like, what excites you beyond the charts? What is a reason to get you out of bed? What is that thing that gets you going, right? So defining your personal why. The second key would be your vision of freedom. What does success in trading actually look like for you? What's your definition? I get it. I mean, we're constantly bombarded with images of what success is to someone else that maybe they've demonstrated success in their lives and they're sharing it. Maybe they bought themselves something that represents success in their mind. That's great. And to be happy for another person that's experiencing their version of success is a secret habit of successful people. So what's your vision? Like, what does it look like? What does a successful trading day look like? What does a successful day in your life actually look like? That's something to think about. And the third key would be the resilience factor. How do you stay motivated when things get tough? Because they're going to get tough. So let's break them down. So with the first key, your personal why, the thing that gets you out of bed, most traders, or you could say people, say they want to make 6 figures or 7 figures, and that's great, but what for? Like, do you want to travel the world without having to worry about something? Worry about PTO? Like, do you want to retire your parents? Are you wanting to buy back your time so that you never have to do X again? We really have to define something personal. Again, for me, it's travel. The idea that I can trade from anywhere, whether I am in Bali or Spain or on a random rooftop in Morocco, which I haven't been yet, that's what excites me because trading isn't about sitting in a dark room staring at charts all day. That's what photography is. It's about creating a lifestyle that makes you excited to wake up in the morning. And when your purpose is bigger than money, you start to show up differently. You take your losses like a professional, not an amateur. So, for instance, on the trade with the GBPUSD, an amateur would have gotten frustrated and said, even though in my rules, in my trading style, I'm supposed to wait until the market closes, I'm going to close it out anyway because I don't want to lose more pips. And then to have the market turn around and reverse, and maybe it's up 25 pips off of your original entry, what would a professional do? Right? When you show up differently, you start studying the charts even when you don't feel like it. You don't wait for somebody to tell you to back test. You don't wait for someone to tell you to buy a trading journal. You don't wait for someone to tell you to tweak your risk management strategy. You don't wait for someone to tell you to look into tools to help you to improve your efficiency in your trading. You stop gambling and you start executing. Because at that point, every trade isn't it's not just a trade. It's literally a step closer to the life that you actually desire. So you have to ask yourself, what's your personal why? So with the second key, with your vision of freedom, designing the life that you want through trading, let's start with painting a picture first. All right. So let's talk about it. What's it going to be like when you wake up? So imagine you're waking up in the morning. You don't have an alarm clock. You don't have a commute. No one, no boss, whatever you call it, manager. You roll out of bed, go grab your laptop, check your charts. You place a few trades while you're sipping on a coffee in a villa overlooking the ocean. And then after a solid trading session, maybe an hour, you close your laptop, you grab your passport, and then you just simply decide where you're going to fly to next. That's what trading can be for you if you're willing to put in the work, if that's what you actually want. But most people never really think that far ahead. They're really focused on their next trade or their next win or their next dollar, that they never really zoom out and ask themselves, what does success look like for me? So if you don't have a vision, trading will feel like any other grind. It's going to feel like a job. But when you know exactly what you're working toward, every trade has meaning. So you have to ask yourself, what does freedom look like for you? Is it the ability to work from anywhere, or is it the ability to be able to spend more time with your family? Or maybe you just don't ever want to have to ask permission for vacation again. I challenge you to get crystal clear on your vision, because when you do, you'll stop trading like a gambler and you'll start trading like somebody that's building an empire. And with the third factor, the third key, the resilience factor, how do you stay in the game when it gets hard? Let's be real. Trading is going to test you to the core. And you might think, nah, not me. Sure, we'll see. You may have losses that make you literally question everything. You you may have moments where you want to throw your laptop out of the window of an 18-story building. And if you're really only in trading for the money, those moments, they're going to break you. But if you have a purpose bigger than money, you're going to keep going. Because the trader that wants to travel the world doesn't just quit after a bad trade. The trader that desires to retire their parents doesn't stop because of drawdown. The trader that desires complete financial freedom doesn't give up because they blew one account. That was a video that I made a couple months ago where I was talking about watching this documentary, and the gentleman on there said that they had a bad trade and they had to recapitalize for over $700 million. I said, that man he blew an account. That's what he just said. He had to recapitalize. Use language like that. Stop saying I blew an account. Say you have to recapitalize. These traders that are successful, they adjust, they learn, they come back stronger because they know what's on the other side of their effort. That is the mindset that separates winners from losers. So, my challenge to you is the next time that you feel frustrated in trading, remind yourself, "Ugh, what am I actually doing this for?" And if your answer isn't strong enough to keep you going, either find a new one or get out of the way. Because at the end of the day, trading is a tool. It's a tool to buy back your time. It's a tool to create more experiences. It's a tool that you can use to design a life that excites you. But you have to know what you're building with that tool, because trading without a purpose is just basically gambling with extra steps. However, trading with purpose, that's how you change your life. So let's revisit the original question. Why do you trade? And if you really can't answer that right now, that's okay. Take some time to figure it out, because once you do, you will never ever look at the game of trading the same again. So you got some homework to do today. Here's here's what here's what I want you to do today. Make some time to write down your real reason for trading. It's not just money. It's that thing that money allows you to do. Write it down. And then get really clear about your vision. what does freedom actually look like for you? Get it down to the number. And then when you feel frustrated, the next time you feel frustrated, remind yourself that you're not just trading for profit, you're trading for purpose. Two totally different vibes. Because at the end of the day, money is just a means to an end. So we want to make sure that our end is something that is worth fighting for, right? So once you find it, I mean, that's it. Just make sure we trade like we mean it. So I appreciate you for hanging out and spending this time and sharing. Just to remind you, if you would like to support the channel, definitely take a browse and check out Fly Trader T. With our March drop, we're going to be doing the snapback. Really excited about this. Only 50. You can head over to flytraderT.com to pre-order yours now. And if this video gave you an aha moment, I would love to hear about it. So be sure to drop your comments, perspectives, questions, opinions down in the comment section below. The comment section. I said the comment section. You can like or dislike the video, share it with your friends, share it on Twitter, X, aka. And until the next time, trade safe and take care. All right.